Hi everyone. So this next demonstration is going to be on how to do frog squats. At least as I call them. You might know a different name for this movement, and in fitness there's names for everything. There's 10 names for everything, I should say. So this is going to be, again, focusing primarily low back, hips, and the groin, which is upper body mobility, but because it's really about how you're moving your spine. That's why it's in this category. So you're going to come down to the ground and get your knees nice and wide from a tabletop position. So knees nice and wide. I'm going to orient this way, as you can see that placement. I like to have my feet twisted out so I'm on the inside of my feet. And then you're going to be set, getting a slight arch to the low back. So this is going to be your starting position, I should say. Now, in this one, I'm going to orient myself back this way, as you can see what's happening with the other part of this motion. So you're going to take a big inhale, and then exhale, you're going to push your hips backwards, trying to keep that arch in the low back until you feel like you can no longer maintain that. And that's where you're going to stop. Take a breath in, and then exhale. Come back to your starting position. Now, if you're doing this on a yoga mat, I would actually recommend that you go on this orientation just so you can get your knees nice and wide and it's still comfortable. If you're doing it on something else, just adapt so that you have cushioning on your knees. Get that slight arch, and then exhale, drive your hips backwards, trying to really maintain that curvature in the low back, and then come in. Now, what you don't want to happen is where you lift the chest up really high, because then you're opening all of your abdominal muscles. So you want to push that back, and you're still engaged here. If you have the capacity or the range in your hips and racks to do this, going onto your elbows makes it easier to maintain that abdominal tightness, but you only want to be able to do that if your hips will tolerate that level of stretching. And then you come back. And if you have something that you can put on your low back, a shoebox, a book, just something that's nice and flat. I have a little weird charger thing here, and you can set that on your low back while you're doing this motion, and you can use that as a cue to keep your low back nice and set so that it doesn't fall off. Because if you round, it's gonna fall. So, go ahead, try that one out. Really focus on that low back curvature, maintaining that, because that's what's going to get this stretch up into your spine, warming up the hips and the control of your pelvis and your back. And that's kind of the goal of this one. So, anything? Yeah, I think that's about it for this one. It's not as complicated as you might think it is, and you're really going to feel that stretch in your hips if you're doing it right. If you're not feeling it in the hips or in the back, in this general pelvic region, then go ahead and retry, get yourself in that tabletop and rework it from there. Have fun with it.